Dandelion Princess here, and welcome back to Imp Headquarters. Today I just wanted to quickly talk about some news and information that we have gotten through Twitter. Now, some of this news is fairly old by this point, so most of you guys probably already know it, but we did recently get a new update. And with everything, there's just quite a bit to talk about here. A couple months back, Viv had given a bit of an update for everyone on Twitter, and she ended up confirming quite a few details about not only Season 2 of Helluva Boss, but for the series overall. She ended up confirming that the hope for Helluva Boss is to be 4 seasons long. And honestly, I think this is the perfect length for Helluva Boss. 4 seasons is definitely long enough for Viv and the team to tell the story that they want to tell comfortably, without the show dragging on or overstaying its welcome. I mean, I think anybody who has a favorite show would say that they would want it to go on forever. But that's just not really realistic, and there are many shows that are being kept alive because of how popular they are, and it's backfired in one way or another. So I personally definitely wouldn't want to see that happen to Helluva Boss. So yeah, I think 4 seasons is great, especially if the number of episodes keeps increasing each season, or if they just stay at the amount that Viv has confirmed Season 2 to be. Which, that leads into the next little bit of news. Viv confirmed that Season 2 will be 12 episodes long, and that the idea was to get the first half of Season 2 out this year and the second half next year. And she's confirmed recently that that does seem to still be her goal. She wants to release at least 2 more episodes before the year is out, and I do think that is a pretty doable goal, even with all the crazy stuff that is going on with the industry right now. But yeah, again, I think 12 episodes is a great number for these seasons, so whether the number increases with Season 3 or stays at 12 episodes, I will be pretty happy with that. It makes sense that Season 1 was a little bit shorter with only 8 episodes, as a lot of aspects about that season were experimental, so they wanted to be realistic with it. Now, the most recent development that has happened is Viv actually announced the titles for the remaining episodes of the season. The next episode of Season 2, Episode 6, is going to be called Oops. Episode 7, Manmon's Magnificent Musical Mid-Season Special Feat Fizzarolli. Episode 8, The Full Moon. Episode 9, Apology Tour. Episode 10, Ghost Fuckers. Episode 11, Mastermind. And Episode 12, Sinsmiss. These titles are all pretty interesting to me. I have kind of suspected for a while that Fizz's story would be more than 1 episode. The next episode, Oops, will probably be regarding his situation with Asmodeus. From teaser trailers, we have gotten hints that they will be outed, much like how they outed Blitz and Stolas. And in the Level Up trailer, we do see Fizz and Blitz talking in what looks to be a bar. And Fizz is upset. It may be that Asmodeus has to make a spur-of-the-moment decision and breaks things off with Fizz, at least temporarily. Blitz either hears what happened and maybe tries to make amends with him. I'd say it's still pretty up in the air as to what brought these two back together. But the point is, I don't think Oops will really go into their backstory quite yet. We may get hints and a little bit of it. But I have personally suspected that Mammon, the ruler of the Greed Ring, plays a very important part in Fizz and Blitz's past. He could even be the cause of what happened to bring them apart. But anyway, that definitely screams a mid-season special more than anything else. Not only being the debut of another ruler of the rings, and finally answering one of the most pressing questions within the series. I think the full moon could be a couple of different things, and I'd say it kind of depends on how the other 2 episodes play out. Potentially, it could get out that Stolas has been lending his grimoire to Blitz, and if that happens, Stolas could be in a lot of trouble with the rest of the Goetia family. So the episode could potentially be about that, or it could be an episode about Blitz attempting to reconcile with Stolas after Stolas is out of the hospital. Now, Apology Tour is kind of interesting to me, just because it honestly seems like Blitz is already doing that. He's already tried to reach out to his sister Barbie and apologize and reconnect with her. And it seems like he's going to do the same with Fizz. Again, depending how the episode Full Moon goes, I think it could be Blitz either fully trying to make things up to Stolas, or it could possibly have to do with Veronica. It would kind of make sense because she is a pop star, so she goes on tours a lot. So I think the name would be very fitting if it had to do with him reconciling with Veronica. Maybe after things take a turn for the worse with Stolas, Blitz does not take it well and ends up having a bit of a rebound with Veronica. I'm not sure if that would happen or how long it would last if it did, but I do believe Veronica is still hung up on Blitz, so I definitely think they could potentially get back together for a short time if Blitz were to apologize. It would be a good way to explore why the 2 don't work together as a couple, and I do think it would be a good learning experience for Blitz to possibly realize just how toxic his behavior is when it comes to relationships, and maybe just coming to terms fully with just why he always messes them up. If nothing else, I think it would lead to closure for both Blitz and Veronica, and it would let them be able to break up properly and just maybe leave on a little bit better terms than what they began the series with. I'm not going to talk too much about Ghostfuckers, but what I will say is that the series has absolutely hinted at Blitz being scared of ghosts, so it's safe to say the episode will explore that more in depth and probably explain why. Mastermind is interesting because it could go a few different ways. Again, most likely depending on how the rest of the episodes turn out. If Mammon is to blame for what happened to Fizz, it could be that Mastermind is the episode where we find that out. This is the second to final episode in the season, so I think it would make sense for it to be a pretty important episode. So something like that would make sense, or if it focuses more on Stella and her brother and their plan with Octavia and Stolas. I don't know, it could be a lot of things. The final episode, Sinsmiss, is also hard to pin down. On the surface, it definitely seems like a Christmas special, but I think it's more of a play on words than anything, simply because it is the finale episode. Now, it could be similar to season 1 with Mastermind being more of the definitive finale, and the final episode, Sinsmiss, is more of a celebration or just a special episode that's not super big or important, but it's hard to say if they will keep that trend. But yeah, sorry that ended up being a little more long-winded than I planned. I just really did kind of want to speculate on these titles, but at the end of the day, they are simple titles, so it isn't necessarily indicative of what will happen in the episode or what characters will be involved. The only thing we truly know for sure that Viv has confirmed is that the next 2 episodes are Fizz-centric. But anyways, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think 4 seasons is a good number for Helluva Boss? Which of these episodes are you most excited to see? And what do you think they could be about? Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys next time.